Okay, so today I decided to make a hedgehog care video for everybody today. I've seen some on YouTube today that aren't so great. They don't have the proper things for a hedgehog, and they refuse to take any advice for some ungodly reason, because their hedgehogs are going to end up getting hurt, and the hedgehog's going to suffer because they refuse to take any advice and swear to God they're right. So, for those people that are thinking about getting a hedgehog or have one, I'm going to show you some things to make sure your hedgehog is happy and safe. Sorry, it's bugging me. I'm just fixing this real quick. This is my hedgehog's home. His name is Shittles. It's big, but like I said, I'm worried about my hedgehog being happy. So this is what I've done. I've had him about a month. This is his cage. His upper part is his cage, bottom is storage. I do not have a top on mine. That's all on individual basis though. He does not try to get out. Plus I have the sides with plexiglass, so he can't really climb up that. I also do not have a heat lamp. It is suggested in some cases. They do need to stay warm between preferably 73 and 77 degrees. I do keep them upstairs though, and we do keep it at 75 at all times up here. So, and I'm in Texas, so I'm pretty sure I do not need a heat lamp if it does get cold enough in the winter, and I feel it's cold up here. It is upstairs though, so heat air also rises, so I don't think that'll be a problem. But that's definitely to consider, because you have to watch temperature control. Another thing is daylight or some kind of light. You want to give them at least 12 to 16 hours of daylight, so they do not try to go into hibernation. If it's any shorter than that, they'll think that winter's coming and it's going to get cold, so they'll try to go into hibernation mode, and they're not meant to hibernate. It's the same with the temperature. You don't want them to go into hibernation mode. It's deadly for them. So you want to keep an eye on both of those. You can either keep this light on. A regular overhead light is fine, 12-16 hours. You can also buy one of those like Christmas timers, set it for 12 hours. That way you can set it and forget it. It's going on and off every 12 hours. My setup, I have a lot of natural light for at least 12 hours a day for right now. I might have to change it and leave the overhead light on once winter comes. But as of right now, just the light coming in through the two windows, there's plenty of light and long enough for my hedgehog at the moment. The basics of the cage, I built it with these shelves right here. I bought 2 packs, and I almost had enough for 1 pack, but I didn't. But they're cheap. They're 15 to 20 bucks, and you can build. So it was roughly about 30. Like I said, I have a lot of these left over, as you can see, but I definitely wanted the storage underneath for all his stuff. So, like I said, I put the plexiglass on the sides and on the bottom, so it's a solid surface for his little feet. I zip tied it all together, and I also zip tied around the panels to give it a little extra stability. I mean, it's pretty sturdy. That way he can't climb up. Some people use chloroplast. It's a type of, I guess the best way to describe it is like a plastic cardboard. It's used to make signs. I couldn't really find any, plus I like the clear a little bit better, so my dogs could still watch the hedgehog. They love to watch him. They're definitely interested in him. They're not going to kill him, but they like to watch him. It's like their little TV. So I like the plastic a little bit better. So here's the inside of the cage. There's this wheel. It's a custom-built wheel by Larry from HedgehogCentral.com. It's adjustable. It can go back and forth. Mine's a little bit back because he tends to slip when he pees and poops all over the wheel. They'll do that. Every single one does. I don't know what it is, but they love to pee and poop on their wheel. Good news about that is they don't really pee or poop anywhere else, which is why we have a litter pan underneath. I use aspen shavings. That way he can kind of play in it if he wants to too. You can use non-clumping kitty litter. Do not use clumping or sand. You can get their little private part. It's not good for them. You can also use the shavings for bedding. I use fleece It's a little bit easier. It's softer. But if you're going to use the shavings, do not use pine, use aspen. It's the best one for them. Pine can cause respiratory problems in hedgehogs, even death in rare cases. The wheel is solid. It's not one of those open line ones. Those are really bad for hedgehogs. They can get their feet or toes stuck in those and they can be ripped off. I saw a lot of the YouTube videos where they have those wire wheels and they refuse to believe that anything can happen to their hedgehog, but one day it's going to happen and the hedgehog's going to pay the ultimate price. So it's sad. You want to make sure you get a solid wheel. This is his old wheel right here. They sell these at PetSmart. A comfort wheel. Like I said, it's still solid. I like this one better. It's a little bit more. It's about $8 more. That one is $25. This one's about $18 at PetSmart. But it makes noise. It's wobbly, and it's a bitch to clean all the poop out of because all these little ridges, the poop gets stuck on it. So, you know, if you're looking at a good wheel, go to hedgehogcentral.com. Great wheel. He shipped it out the same day I ordered it. Fantastic. So, here we have his food. Water dish, that changes water every day. Some people have water bottles. I prefer a dish. They can chip their teeth on bottles, and also it strains their neck a little bit. This is their natural drinking position. So I have the bowl. I prefer that. He looks a lot cuter when he's drinking from the bowl anyway. His cat food mix, which I'll go into in a minute. And this is his treat dish for mealworms, or his hedgehog patties, as I call them. I also learned this from hedgehogcentral.com. It's a patty made of ground turkey, egg, and random vegetables. The ones I have right now have broccoli and carrots. All four of those ingredients are really good for them. They don't get it every day, though. Obesity is a leading factor in unhealthy hedgehogs, so we want to be careful how much we give them when we give them. So he does get some mealworms. There's my mealworm farm. And some of his hedgehog patties. I try to do it every other day, and the rest of my animals also love the hedgehog patties, so I always give them little treats. Back to this, just a regular tube that he can crawl through. A ferret dingly ball. It is solid as well, because if you get those open ones, again, their toes or their feet could get caught in those and they could get hurt. So it's solid. It has a little bell in it. A toilet paper roll. Now again, you can put toilet paper roll, paper towel rolls in their cage, but you want to cut it. You want to make sure it's cut because there are rare cases of them getting their head stuck in these and dying. So my philosophy, better safe than sorry, and I don't want to put my hedgehog in any danger. And then a little stuffed animal. I heard they like cute little soft things, so there's his little bunny rabbit. Here's his crinkly tube. Just a ferret crinkly tube. I got it from PetSmart. He likes to sleep in that or under it sometimes. And his igloo. I do have fleece in there as well, so he can burrow under it. I'm not going to really bother him because it is daytime. But there's Shittles. He's a pinto. He's my baby. Okay, alright. He's my cranky baby. Can't blame him though. So there's the base of the cage. And I'll show you what I keep for him. This is his bottled water. Tap water can be fine, but it's just an easy way to regulate the water. And this is Costco bottled water. It was like $24 for $3, so I just saved a couple to give my hedgehog. It stays up here. You can give him tap water, but you know, I'm a little bit picky. Here's his food. It is a mixture of 3 high-quality, holistic cat foods. There's blue. I threw away the bags and I shouldn't have, and I can't remember exactly what they are, but it's Blue Buffalo Authority, which is the cheapest brand I have in this mix. And the last one is, I think, called Nature's Own. I mix it all together. And they're all kind of expensive foods. The 3 bags were roughly $60. But I also have a cat, which I feed to her. And this is a lot of food for a hedgehog. I mean, this could possibly last him his whole life. So it might seem like a lot in the beginning, but $60 for all this, and they don't eat that much. Like I said, I give some to my cat too, but it's better off to feed him this stuff instead of that crap like Old Roy or Purina One or any of that crap that some people tell you. It's really not good for them, and they enjoy this better. Okay, because the number one ingredient is meat, not corn, not animal byproducts, none of that garbage. So, I mean, all my animals eat high-quality, holistic food. I'm not the richest person in the world, but if I'm going to own an animal, I'm going to make sure that I take care of them properly. I'm not going to feed them that garbage. I refuse. It just makes me angry. So, anyway, I'll get off that subject. This is his main diet. Like I said, I give him mealworms and the hedgehog patties now and then. And I also, on occasion, I eat a lot of yogurt. Usually dairy products are not okay for hedgehogs at all, but yogurt in very moderate amounts is okay. You just want to make sure that you give them the fruit-flavored kind, none of the dessert like Boston cream pie, cherry cobbler, none of that. I usually eat like peach, blueberry, and strawberry anyway, so he gets a little bit of that. He loves it. Not very often, though. Alright, so here we have a poop sample kit. I need to get a sample of his poop and take it to the vet. I should do that today. A heating pad, just in case. It's always good to have one for emergencies, in case they do try to hibernate. This may save his life. This is just a simple pouch with a bag in it. You can microwave this. You put it back in here, if I can do it with one hand, and you can either set them on top, or actually put them in this little pouch, which is awesome. You can buy ones where you just sit on top, but I love the little pouch idea, so that's the one I have. I have some fingernail clippers to clip his nails, extra of these connectors for his home, some extra balls, and some empty mealworm containers. I'll show why I'm keeping those in a sec. I need to actually dump out those dead mealworms. That's kind of disgusting. So that's what I have in the first compartment. Second one, I keep the aspen shavings for his litter box. His travel carriers in the back, along with some paper towel. And then his mealworms. Now, I do not have them refrigerated because I'm actually trying to raise them and get them to pupate so they can turn into the beetles. I really think you'd enjoy the beetles. This is kind of disgusting to me, but, you know, I do what's best for my hedgehog. I've only been farming them for about 4 days. I don't know if it's going good or not. It takes weeks for them to pupate. But I just leave them in this, and then I actually need to put a carrot in here. I have some carrots that they eat and they get their water from. So that's pretty much all you have to do with the mealworms. Until they start pupating, then you have to start separating them. But we'll get to that when if I actually succeed. Last one is just a lot more fleece for his bedding or the flooring and whatnot. So it's always good to have extra on hand. So, sorry, I'm still tired. That is my hedgehog's home. I learned all this from hedgehogcentral.com.